he resigned.
It's been that long. Huh?
Hey, yeah, I was surprised. 8 seasons, that is definitely a long time. So according to Woj, the Jazz ownership and their management group spent several weeks trying to convince Snyder to return as their coach. And they even offered him a contract extension. But he just said, it's time for me to step away, basically. So he actually provided a statement. He said he was grateful for his time with the Jazz, but his decision came back down to what was best for the team's players. He said, at the core, and what drives me every day is our players and their passion for the game, their desire to constantly work to improve, and their dedication to the game and to the Jazz. I strongly feel they need a new voice to continue to evolve. That's it. No philosophical differences, no other reason. After 8 years, I just feel like it's time to move forward. He also said I needed to take time to detach after the season and make sure this was the right decision. This is why he took some time to make that decision. So Quin Snyder had a very good record over his 8 seasons because the Jazz are a really good regular season team. He actually matched Steve Kerr for the third longest tenure with the team among the active head coaches. And that's behind, Greg Popovich with the Spurs and Eric Spoelstra with the Heat. His 372 wins are the second most in Jazz history. They trail Hall of Famer Jerry Sloan's 1,127. So that's a very good, very positive. Yeah. So Snyder has done a lot for Utah and its fan base and its franchise, and to retire after 8 years in that statement, I respect him in his decision, but you gotta think, what are some potential ramifications of that decision? But before we get into that, what's your initial reaction to Snyder resigning?
I did not realize it had been 8 seasons that he was head coach of the Jazz. I respect it. For the most part, in his statement, he understood that there's only so far I can take you as a team, and it seems that became a realization. And sometimes you have to let things go. I think it was just his time, and I think he's been a great coach. Definitely, we talk about this all the time. Utah's been great regular season, but when it comes to getting to that next level, there's something blocking them. And he seems to understand that a different voice sometimes can make a great difference in the mentality, the output, and the outcome of what happens. So, gotta respect that. But shout out to him. He was second most wins in Jazz history, so can't be mad at that.
Not at all. So we also talked about some potential ramifications. There has been a lot of rumblings in the NBA rumor mill about Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. So
quite some time.
A lot of time. And with them stepping down, it's like, what can happen now? Because apparently Quin Snyder was a big reason why Donovan Mitchell signed his extension. And now Quin Snyder is gone. What does that mean? So what are you thinking? You thinking they're gonna trade some players here and move some pieces? I said blow it up from the get-go. I said blow everything up, and it looks like it's happening. That was literally my reaction to when they lost in the first round. I said blow it up. I'll blow everything up. Top players, everybody, just restart. That's what I said, and it looks like they're doing it. So
yeah, I think you might be right, man. Starting with leadership, starting with the coach. He had to step back, and we've talked about this so many times, man. It seems that Rudy Gobert and Donovan have just tolerated each other for maybe like the past 2-3 seasons. Honestly, I've heard and I've seen these stats, some of these fake stats on Twitter, but that made me like really pay attention like to how Donovan plays with Rudy on the floor, and I'm like, that's interesting. But I don't see him wanting to just stay. And I think there was a quote from a few months ago, or maybe from April when they lost, that Rudy Gobert was like, "It's either me or him," and that may or may not be true, but it seems that they just bump heads a lot, being the two stars of the team, and it hadn't really gotten them far in the playoffs, and that's the ultimate goal. So I don't really see it. I wouldn't be surprised to see them move on or make some kind of move is made, bro. I've been seeing a lot. As soon as that news dropped, everybody's like, Donovan Mitchell's out. Donovan Mitchell's heading to the Heat. He's heading to Boston. Like, there are a lot of
New York. Like, I'm here in New York too. So like,
it's crazy. But I don't really think they should stick together. I mean, it hadn't worked, and I don't know, 8. Let me see. He's been there 8 seasons. Donovan's been there since what, 2016, 17. Rudy Gobert at least 2013. So it may just be time, man. Sometimes you have to change. A change of scenery can be good for players and organizations. So that's my thoughts, man. I don't know. I don't see it happening immediately, but I wouldn't be surprised, like maybe midway through this upcoming season, this next season, that we see a big move like Donovan Mitchell leaving or getting traded somewhere.
Yep. We'll see where that goes. And Quin Snyder could potentially, whenever Greg Popovich does retire, he could be the Spurs head coach. You know, he could be if he still wants to coach. I'm pretty sure he still wants to coach right now. As far as destinations, I feel like the Spurs would be a good fit because he came from that tree originally. So go back and continue Pop's legacy. You could do that. I don't know.